crossroads of America, a.k.a. the Circle City.
The Los Angeles Lakers.
Starting lineups brought to you by Dave & Buster's.
All year defensively gets the Luka draw.
Run some split action for Luka, lobs it up. That's the connection that has been so fruitful for the Lakers, Doris.
Boy, you play with a point guard like Steve Nash if you're Amari Stoudemire, or if you're Jackson Hayes and you're playing with Luka, you look pretty good.
He was talking about how quickly it's all come together a little bit earlier at shoot-around. Here's Nesmith, catch and shoot three, comes off, and LeBron with a rebound and the push. James surveys. Early post-up for Hachimura against Halliburton. The double team comes. One more across the way to Reeves, who drives the closeout. And the float game has had a huge game in the first meeting between these two teams. Had 45 against the Pacers. Nembhard looking inside. Good post-up by Turner over Luka. And he left it on the front rim. Hachimura against Halliburton. Hachimura on a minutes restriction tonight on that knee injury coming off of it. Luka has it come off the iron out to Siakam. Reeves knocked it loose to Hayes, who punches it home.
It's required. What they have to do defensively requires effort and energy. They need their legs underneath them.
It caroms to Nesmith, who laid ball particularly well since All-Star break.
And when you consider what he brings on the defensive end of the floor, the Pacers, since the turn of the new year on the defensive end, 7th in the NBA, Mark.
For a team that finished in the bottom third a season ago, defensively, Luka in the mid-post area. Cross court to James. His comes off the iron to Turner. So the Lakers start the game 3 for 5. Siakam on the post up underneath. Over Luka for the bucket. Was looking for a call.
And this guy is so skilled, folks. I mean, he can adjust his game to different styles. He has been in the post more this year.
He's a guy that kind of gets lost in some of the noise when people talk about the Pacers. Nesmith has that, use a lot of the iron, and then finally come home.
But that's them. First 8 seconds looking to attack in transition. One of the best teams in terms, one of the fastest teams in terms of pace.
Yeah, Memphis is number 1. Hayes with another lob. This one coming from LeBron.
A basketball player, are there 2 better guys you want to play with than those 2?
Just throw it up there. Hayes off to a quick start with 6. Sidestep 3 by Halliburton comes off. And Reeves with the rebound, looking for LeBron on the push. Got a nice deep post up on Nesmith. And they came a little bit too late. Halliburton has a 2-on-1, and there's that discernment I was talking about.
And Mark, it's just for line. I'm watching that defender in front of me. Is he committing or not? Just Halliburton makes so many good decisions.
We showed that stat, 142 assists to just 13 turnovers. Nembhard put his shoulder on Reeves for the...
From January 1st, 7th in the league, is a commitment to the work across the board. Staff, players.
Rui, that 3 from the edge coming out of the timeout. Lakers make it a 1-point game. But yes, this Pacers squad defensively has been very impregnable since the new year. And there's one of the guys that gives them great defensive pressure, Nesmith.
And you see what they want to do. They are one of the teams that will send guys, you know, to 40, 50, 60 feet and pressure up.
Luka in the mid-post has a size advantage on Nembhard. Skip pass to the corner. Reeves lets it fly. And here's Siakam leading the break. His mid-range game, usually very reliable. That one off the mark. One of the top mid-range scorers in the game, as well as good work in the low post. Early pin by Hachimura.
This, LeBron James and he, the energy they have. Like, they missed both guys on the defensive end, and they have been outscored in transition by a wide margin. That has to be better tonight.
Trying to defend well, especially in the first 8 seconds of the shot clock. This is where the Pacers run their secondary stuff. Nembhard, and then he returned home to Gainbridge Fieldhouse. And TNT Monday has Celtics Grizzlies 12:30. For more on these games, please go to NBA.com or visit the NBA app.
That's a big welcome home. A banner in the parking lot.
Yeah. Got your own picture. There's Doncic, been conspicuously silent at the offensive end. Not for long, and historically, Doris.
Straight games of 10 points at least in the first quarter. He is shooting the three ball really well.
Nembhard with a good fake on Luka. One more to Nesmith. That one comes off. Siakam battling, comes loose to Nembhard. Stayed in bounds. Open three. And he overbaked it. Siakam with the steal in the front court.
Turnovers early. Been a theme for the Lakers.
That's going to be the third already. Siakam touches the pick. Dasha out in Los Angeles recently said that his son is getting settled in, found a spot to live. Obi Toppin has been shooting the lining out of the basketball lately. Had 5 threes a couple nights ago in their win against the Timberwolves and staying on that heater right now. Goodwin in the ball game during that last substitution. Luka off the elbow over Nembhard. Rebound by Reeves. Another possession. Goodwin wide open. And Turner tipped it to Toppin. Halliburton brings it across. He's 0 for 2 so far. Step back three by Tyrese, and it's wet. Quick run on by Hachimura. Stares down Toppin on the baseline. Finney-Smith with a catch and shoot three, and he knocks it down. Doris, he's been one of their most consistent players since the trade.
I'll tell you what. They say prototypical 3-and-D. Dodo has had some big game experience. He looks comfortable.
Luke Walton was told by other people in Halliburton's circle not to mess with his shot, as Halliburton was a rookie with Sacramento at 22. Ben Mathurin into the ball game for the Pacers as well now. He's been on a little bit of a heater of late. Nice feed inside, Toppin, and one.
That's right physically.
And folks, I'll tell you this, having watched him close from the time he was a rookie, when he's flashing that 5,000-watt smile, the opponent's usually in trouble. 2-point lead for the Pacers. Luke out top against Turner. Got a little bit of a mismatch, and he draws the foul. As we look at Andrew Nembhard trying to guard Luka here tonight, tasked with that daunting task. Luka with his third three ball. Anthony Edwards, Steph Curry limited to 11%. Ja 23%. It's going to be a tough one tonight as well. Finney-Smith in transition, and it comes off to Mathurin. Into the corner, Halliburton drives it and slams it home.
That he sprints up the floor. You know, Halliburton's a guy who doesn't have to dominate the basketball in order to be dominant.
He was brought up in the image of Magic Johnson by his dad, John Halliburton, a high school basketball referee and loving, doting father, courtside here tonight. Luka with a heat check comes off. Goodwin with the offensive rebound, blocked by Siakam. Shot clock at 8. Vincent fires. Another offensive board and another block. And Mathurin.
Somewhere the schedule catches up to you because you play 82 period as Benedict gets a good look. I think the question for me is like, okay, the remaining games, do you prioritize health and rest, or do you try to prioritize your seeding in the West?
Yeah, great point. Underscores the lack of time to really practice. Nembhard out top against James. T.J. McConnell coming into the ball game. Celebrated a birthday yesterday. Turns and fires over Vincent.
That's good to see, because a season ago when he had one heck of a year, his ability to use his dribble to get to the spots on the floor he wanted is big. I think his ankles have been bothering him, but that is, if you're Rick Carlisle, you love to see him get back to that.
James kicks it out to Vincent. One more. Vanderbilt from the baseline, and it rattles off to Mathurin with a head of steam. Siakam on the attack. Got a good look in Doncic with the carry. LeBron so far hasn't scored. He's only shot twice. Finney-Smith from the corner. He comes off to McConnell. Quick hit ahead. Nembhard attacking Luka. TJ with the 15-footer. And the Pacers with another possession. McConnell measures the three and knocks it home. For Luka.
He said, okay, I see you 7-8 feet away from me.
McConnell, part of a 7-0 Pacer run.
Did a good job early of moving the basketball, playing downhill with some thrust. We got to get back to that.
Thanks, JJ.
Well, Katie, good defense that sequence by Finney-Smith. Here's James working against Obi Toppin. They empty out the side for him. Inside and drop.
You chase. He stays in the play and gets a block.
You have to take 2 weeks off, and he can't do much cardio because of the specific groin injury. Your stand.
Well, we all know that LeBron is known to spend some 7 figures per year sometimes on keeping his fitness level high.
He meticulously avoided saying what the dollar amount was recently.
Okay, my bad. I'm not pocket watching. This one comes off, Toppin underneath on the offensive boards. They'll have another opportunity. Mathurin drives it, draws the hit. It's going to be a different look for the Pacers in the postseason this year with Benedict Mathurin healthy.
Interesting if he's in at the end of the game, Mark. Nice cut.
What a slot cut by Mathurin. That was partially blocked, it looked like. Lakers have numbers. Reeves around the world, steps through and got a classy bucket. Lakers back to within 1.
How tough is that move by him?
Going full speed.
Man.
From outside, a little bit strong. Here's Finney-Smith on the release and the flush.
30-13. But so much yet to play out in the West.
And remember, the Lakers have the tiebreaker advantage against the Nuggets. McConnell, that's his spot. It comes off.
That's his spot, and that's his move right there.
Dalton Knecht checked into the ball game. He gets a touch. Had a notion. Vanderbilt on the nice pocket pass. One more to connect, and he does.
Love the possession, Mark, because he finds the shooter on the floor. Nicely done.
Lakers already with 10 assists in the ball game. Here's Mathurin out front, drives it on James. Nesmith on the wing. That step back comes off and rebounded by the Lakers and Vanderbilt. James without a field goal so far, does have a couple of free throws. Pocket pass from Reeves. What a skip pass by LeBron to a wide open Finney-Smith, a winning play.
Yep, superb no call. Absolutely superb no call.
McConnell piercing the paint. McConnell on the wing, back out top to Mathurin. This is where he's very effective, making his own near the end of the shot clock, although that one comes off to the Lakers.
Yeah, it's been a little bit of a struggle for them offensively here last couple minutes, Mark.
It's a 15-0 Laker run. The Pacers have missed their last 7 field goal attempts. Whistle and one.
He had to do that.
Cream donuts in the morning.
Well, that's not.
Now he's got a rook to do that.
That's not a hardship, the Krispy Kreme.
18-0 Laker run. Nembhard on the drive. Draws the of Ontario basketball. Brother just finished a successful season at Creighton as well. Vanderbilt into the front court. 7-point lead for the Lakers. Reeves out top around the world. Put his shoulder into Nembhard and scored the bucket.
I'll tell you what, they're spaced. He's got one man to beat. Great burst on the initial put in on the deck, Mark.
And we're
done.
Same matchup out top. LeBron with the pick. Nembhard picks him up on the switch. Good nail help by Nesmith. And Nembhard finishes the possession. 9-point lead for the Lakers. Turner to Halliburton. He touches paint. One more to Nesmith. Turner got by Vanderbilt. Through the contact, rebounded by the Lakers.
Look at how hard they're working on the defensive end of the floor, the Lakers.
Playing with force defensively, Doris. You can see how physical they are. Reeves draws the hit.
Their struggles was fatigue related.
X's and O's time to just the human element. They are one of the most. Reeves with 13 now. He's got 11 in this quarter alone. Halliburton looking to tie a tourniquet here and stop the hemorrhaging. Says I'm the best guy for the job, but misses on the three. Reeves out top. LeBron working with an empty side. Draws two. Reeves for three. Good process. They get the offensive rebound. James with the midi. Whistle, contact.
Run.
Wow.
Triggered in large part by the work they're doing defensively. They missed a little communication there, and Obi gets the three.
Obi Toppin has been putting in some good work of late. Has some of his best games against Minnesota for whatever reason. Whistle, and we're going to have a traveling violation. Down by 10. Halliburton off the double drag. From the mid-range, knocks it home. Coming out of the All-Star break, his emphasis was trying to get more paint touches and drives, and that opens up everything for him and the Pacers. Reeves, call him Rod, because he's on a wave right now. He is rolling. In the ball game for him, and Walker drives it. Tough move, misses everything. Doncic surveys. Whistle, foul.
Luka gets to the free throw line because the man standing in front of him was Tyrese Halliburton.
It's down double digits. Trying to extend their winning streak to 6 games, and still with hopes of chasing down the Knicks for the number 3 seed in the Eastern Conference. As of now, they would match up against Milwaukee, which would be a remix of last year's playoffs. Siakam was calling for the ball in the low block. Instead, it's Halliburton. 7 on the shot clock. Toppin put Doncic on a flight. Hayes with the rebound. Reeves popped the clutch and got to the rim.
Wow.
Did he change gears?
He's just tearing him up single-handedly. His mindset is, you can't.
Gender reveal. By wearing pink sneakers tonight, it alerted the whole family that they're having a little girl. Austin's going to be an uncle. His older brother currently plays professionally in Germany. He pushed Austin to be the player he is. They won state championships in Arkansas together. Just a really cool moment for the Reeves family.
Wow, that's great. Uncle off
The first. Remember, they had 4 turnovers in the first, most of them live ball. The Pacers were up at that point, you know, by like 8, and now all of a sudden it's a 30-8 run. Can Mathurin change that? Yes, he can. But that's what happened. Lakers were able to slow the pace because they weren't turning it over. They could get their defense set, and that changed the tenor of the game.
Yeah, they are holding the Pacers to 43% from the field. Luka lobs it up. Nope. And Finney-Smith leading the break for the Lakers. Wide open underneath. Hayes kicks it back out. Hachimura laces the 3-ball. Boy, wonderful execution and good decision by Hayes, giving up an easy 2. Nembhard lost the handle. It comes to Halliburton. 12 on the shot clock. Turner back to Siakam on Luka. Shot clock at 3, and they
282 games as Nembhard gets a 3 with double-digit scoring.
JJ's not going to like what happened on that sideline out of bounds.
No.
They got caught hitting the snooze button that time. 3 minutes to go in the opening half. James over to Luka. Mathurin.
I mean, listen, I'd like to slow it down and see it again. I'd be a very good official. That's
unusual launch angles on shots. But the defender goes from A to B.
Yeah, but he looked like he turned his body.
Yeah. Luka knocks down the free throw, amongst league leaders in free throw attempts per game. He's up to 14. Reeves leading the way with 17. Nembhard out to Siakam, who's been relatively quiet so far. Just 4 points. Out to Nembhard. Hayes with good help. Stayed down on the fake. Mathurin, had some sauce, but it comes out. Siakam with the putback. Too strong.
Boy, a couple of chippies there.
Luka turns and fires. He's got skills to pay the bills, folks. Luka
I'm guessing RJ has the studio slippers on back there.
The Gucci's, yeah. Those are my favorite. And out of the timeout, the Pacers get a good look at a 3-ball.
Yeah, back-to-back situations where, as you said, maybe JJ not going to be thrilled.
Doncic out front, guarded by Nembhard. Little elbow action for LeBron. Good catch, couple fakes. Man, he smoked the layup. That's about as easy a look as he's going to get tonight. And he alluded at shoot-around this morning about some of the rust that was still coming off of his game after the injury. Turner out front. Siakam has a mismatch. Luka comes over to tilt. Mathurin draws the foul. Of Montreal, Quebec, Canada.
They were playing within that first quarter.
Haliburton out top. Crosses over, pierces the paint, and scores the bucket. Haliburton with a tough bucket to start the third. LeBron off the elbow. Boy, Haliburton wasn't looking. Hachimura made a nice catch. Could have had a layup.
When you've missed a few weeks with an injury, offensive rhythm is a completely different story. So he still seems to be working himself back in after his groin injury, guys.
Yeah, he mentioned cardio a couple of times.
You guys, both of you have been around.
You're not alone. LeBron has that streak of 1,282 games of 10 points from second longest streak, and it's around 850-ish. Luka brings it across. The lead is down to 9. Inside Hayes with another finish on the high handoff from Luka. Hayes with 10.
His life, if he's doing the right things, his life is good.
Got a whistle and a foul. Oh, man, there.
Yes.
Still a bucket.
That's right.
Second side, here's Nembhard. Inside for Turner, who punting. Well below a season average of almost 16 per. Hayes fakes the handoff to LeBron and punches it. Oh, he said it with his chest. As was the Lakers after that trade fell through.
Yeah, but sure we would have said that at the start of the year, Mark Jones.
Great call. Luka off the pin down, fires the 3, rattles it home, and Luka up to 22.
He is 5 for 7 from deep.
Turner for 3. Got a little get. Here's Reeves. Quick sit dribble, fires the 3. This one comes off to Siakam. Back out to Haliburton. Haliburton playing with his food, drives it baseline. Nembhard, he touches paint. For 3, Turner again, got it again. 2, sorry, Doris.
No problem. But typically, you know, that paint touch 2 feet in is going to get you a very good look somewhere.
Hayes fouled. Meanwhile, Jackson Hayes with the free throw line is 60. They share the same representation. Bill Duffy got them together, and it was an easy adjustment once the 2 of them got together. Haliburton. Back out to Nembhard. Boy, Haliburton was playing with his food for a long time there. Everybody stood around and watched, Doris.
That 3 is not working for Haliburton right now.
10-point ball game. Doncic on Siakam. Turns and fires. Good defense by the Pacers in Siakam. We had Luka sealed. Back out to Turner, dials up another three, and it's wet. Prayers for restoration and a successful comeback going out right now for Juju Watkins. Coming off that knee injury, facing a long road back.
One of the most compelling figures in the women's game right now.
Yes.
We will miss Juju.
Nembhard goes tween, spins right into LeBron, who got the steal. Peeled him clean, hit ahead to Luka. Lead back up to 9 as Toppin gets ready to come in for the Pacers. Halliburton on the handoff, got Rui on the switch. Siakam inside, got it to go. And another dime drop by Tyrese Halliburton. That's his 13th assist. The lead is only 7. James over to Reeves. That's a good deferral by LeBron. Siakam over Reeves from 15, pure.
He's so good. Just hits that defender and gets to where he wants.
He's got 10 points in the ball game now. The Pacers staying attached. Luka on the drive and the finish. Got a nice screen down low there. It looked like from Finney Smith. Halliburton dancing with it. And it comes off to James. LeBron with 7 rebounds. Looks like he's going to walk into it, then decides to drive it to score 40 in a game. Luka into the corner. Gabe Vincent had it partially blocked. Good closeout by Siakam to get a piece. The lead is still only 10. Pascal going to walk down Vincent, then the double comes.
It's interesting that the Lakers aren't sending a double in the post.
The foul is in post-ups. Right around the trade deadline last year, man, did he have a huge impact along with their success last year.
Willing to absorb a big defensive assignment on most nights. He's been the guy at the start of the game to get LeBron.
Switches on to Doncic here. Luka's 3 is no good. And that's going to be a foul against Finney by the Lakers coaching staff. A great connector on that team. Here he picks up Halliburton. Goodwin trying to stay with Siakam. They double team him. Nesmith sprays it out to Halliburton. Nice dime inside. Nesmith with a punch.
You touched on this. You said Halliburton's priority was to do what in this great stretch of basketball? Touch the paint. His eyes are always open. It's like his head's on a swivel.
His dad, John Halliburton, taught him by watching Magic Johnson video as a kid. Siakam. J.J. Redick calls out the half-court set from the bench. And good ball pressure here, Doris, from the Pacers.
Boy, they got a lot of guys who they're unafraid to send up the floor because they can get down in the stance and stay in front.
Nembhard turned Luka twice, bringing it up there. Shot clock already down to 7. Goodwin with a show and go. Got it to fall right near the end of the shot clock.
I tell you, within himself, and he gets himself in the mix somehow.
Been one of the great feel-good stories for the Lakers. There's a little feel-good for Indiana.
And he had a word or two, Halliburton, on the way back up the floor. And to me, it's not just the smile. It's the little bit of trash talk that comes with it.
12 points, 14 assists.
Or the first time he got those double digits, going all the way back, 1,200 plus.
1,282 game streak on the line for LeBron James.
Impresario, Mr. Richard Jefferson.
Advice to every single player. LeBron out top against Nesmith. 7 on the shot clock. Luka on the drive, got it to go. Lead back up to 8 points. Luka with 28. LeBron switches on to Halliburton. In his stance, 10 on the shot clock. Goodwin switches on to Halliburton. Sprays it out to Mathurin for three.
Paint touch, bucket. Paints him with the ball until he can get where he wants to go.
They're a top 5 team in paint touches. That's part of their formula offensively. Goodwin looking inside for James. Pass never made it. Pacers on the move on the break. Nesmith for three. It's wet. It's an assist. LeBron with the screen for Luka. Gets it at the top of the circle. Going to work against the shorter Nembhard. Toppin comes to help. What a pass inside. One more to the corner. Finney-Smith cashes out.
Big bucket, but they are putting LeBron in the middle of the floor with the ball and letting him try to get to work.
You saw that pass, right?
I did.
Wow, behind the back in traffic. James brings it up court against Mathurin. There's the double team. They got the Pacers in the blender, and they just juiced them.
Just again, boy, how good sides. Everybody gets off it fast.
Gabe Vincent with the three. Here's Mathurin. Halliburton matching up against his Olympic teammate, LeBron James, for the three. That's way off. Another opportunity for Nembhard. Halliburton, one more. Toppin with the lay-in.
And just another assist.
6-point game. They pick up Luka high. Searching the contact. Those paint touches as Austin Reaves draws the foul on the play back to the free throw line, where he's a perfect 5 for 5 from the strike.
Outscored by 10 because the Pacers shot 74%. And they're just a different level of physical disposition and toughness, I thought, defensively from the Pacers in that third.
Here's Mathurin. His floater is a little bit strong, rebounded by LeBron. Hachimura back to James. Rejects the screen from Reaves, got downhill, and a tough finish by LeBron James, who now has 5.
Don't swipe at that. You got no chance to take it out of LeBron's hand. That momentary reach, and he was past him in an instant.
Toppin from deep. Halfway down and out, rebounded by James. 10 rebounds for James tonight.
He's been brilliant in the fourth quarter, folks.
One of the top fourth quarter scorers in the league. Got the ball. The midi on the way, pure.
I'm getting closer to being right, Mark Jones.
Shepherd from the corner. Good crash by Toppin, but he couldn't control it. Here's James. The freight train on the loose. We'll go to the...
Did I say 17
Yeah, you
points?
said 17. I took your own.
Scoring streak. That's insane.
Just to circle back on what Katie George reported a little bit earlier, he did allude to the fact that he's still getting his rhythm back at shoot-around this morning and getting the rust off of his game, finding his MVO2, his cardio. Mathurin out top. The lead is up to 11 for Los Angeles. Shepherd, closely guarded by Siakam. Reaves off the Iverson cut. James with the screen. They clear out the side for LeBron. Spins, pulls, and there it is. He's in double digits, up to 11. The invariable, inexorable force that is the game's all-time leading scorer, LeBron James. Turner hands it off to Mathurin. Whistle. The day he retires.
The start of the game. Oh, TJ almost makes a great play.
10-point lead. Reaves on the wing, guarded closely by Mathurin.
Pacers got to make some inroads. They've got to get some stops here, Mark.
Lakers winning these non-Luka minutes right now. James with a three. And Walker with a rebound. LeBron hasn't shot it well since coming back from his injury. Not from deep. McConnell from deep. Tipped up by Siakam. Pacers with 7 players in double-digit scoring, including Mathurin, who rings home a three.
The go-to is so huge.
He's got 21 to lead the way for the Pacers off the bench. Reaves turned the corner, Slams on the brakes, and it comes off to Turner. McConnell spins out to Mathurin. Good closeout by Vincent. He was baiting the call and didn't get it. Reeves raises up. Pass never made it to LeBron. Broken up nicely by the Pacers. At the other end, Siakam got it. Boy, a big swing there. The lead down to 5, a little over 8 minutes to go.
That's it. Another stop here. Keep the momentum.
Reeves for 3. James switches on to Siakam. Walker with the 3 ball. Pure from the Celtics organization. There's James out of the timeout. Lost the handle.
Both made more than their season average from 3.
On the flip action, Mathurin got downhill. Walker inside. Left it on the rim. We got to win. Lakers up 2. Reeves in the front court. Luka off the Finney-Smith screen. Turner switches onto him. Turner can switch onto guards. Moving his feet well with Doncic in front of him. Mathurin got Reeves. Here's Nembhard. There's the mismatch. Siakam against Vincent. 10 on the shot clock. Boy, Vincent really getting into his body. Siakam, and it comes off to James.
Well, that's toughness from Vincent. I mean, he gets the shot he wants, but I love Gabe's competitive spirit.
He really battled. James on the wing against Turner. 10 on the shot clock. Back to LeBron on the wing. The 3. And Mathurin controls. Approaching the midway point of the 4th quarter. Mathurin has the matchup he wants for the lead.
All this with Halliburton getting a rest. They climb back to even.
They called it a 2. Reeves inside with the layup. Austin Reeves with 24. That snaps a 14-0 run. There's Walker. Blows by Luka. Put it up off the glass.
Reeves. Boy, the creativeness,
yes.
the power, the under 5-minute mark. Fascinated to see the closing lineup for the Pacers.
And when does J.J. Redick bring back LeBron James to us? He'll come at some point, too. 107 all.
Opportunistic rest.
Doncic from 15. Rebounded by Turner. Pacers can take the lead. Nembhard surveys. They tilt the floor. They double Siakam. One more. Walker one more for the lead. Turner turns up.
Lakers have doubled the post. Nembhard gets to that short dunker spot and makes the feed.
Reeves trying to shake Walker. Calls for the screen from Vanderbilt. They blitz him. Back to Luka for 3. Wet.
Luka has been on fire from 3. 6 for 10.
And his 4th consecutive game are 30 or more. Mathurin backs it out. LeBron coming off the bench for Redick, ready to check in. Nembhard rattles out to Doncic. Halliburton ready to come in for the Pacers. Luka got downhill for the layup. Score it. And
It's back-to-back buckets. He's feeling good again.
cross-court pass. Turner catch and shoot 3. Wow, that did a victory lap and then came out.
Boy, Nembhard had one go in and out, and now Turner in and out.
Nembhard all over Doncic. Got downhill. Now to the corner. Reeves. And Turner with the board. And another opportunity for the Pacers to tie. The flip to Halliburton. Around the screen for the lead, Hallie. And Hachimura with the rebound.
Teams here, top of the league. That brief skid by Cleveland cost them best record in the league. Both they and Oklahoma City would want the best record, given their level of experience in deep playoff runs.
LeBron 1-on-1 against Mathurin. 6 on the shot clock. On the double team, out to Reeves for 3. And the Pacers with an opportunity to tie. Nembhard. And that's going to be a foul.
The best chance.
LeBron switches on to Mathurin, backs it out, 10 on the shot clock. On to Hezzy, turn the corner. Verticality that time by Finney-Smith, no whistle. And here's Luka in the front court. Into the corner, Reeves, one more. Hachimura for 3. Got it! Butter. And the lead is up to 5. Nembhard with a little pace. Got it right back into a one-possession game. Approaching the last 2 minutes. LeBron with 11. Luka out top. Turner with a hedge. Back out to Hachimura. Made the last 3. Make it 2 in a row. Ruiz return.
They're bringing him to the high screen and roll. And have you shaking your head if you're J.J. Redick.
That's what he was just doing. The lead is still 4 for Los Angeles. 97 seconds to play. Doncic. Hachimura got hung inside and blocked. Good transition defense that time by the Lakers.
I'll tell you what, the Dorian Finney-Smith kept Pascal out of the paint.
Halliburton blows by Luka for the bucket. Was looking for a call, and it's a 2-point game. Wow, you almost feel like the Lakers took their foot off the gas in consecutive sequences there. Halliburton with 13 points, 18 dimes. Good deflection. Siakam got it to Halliburton. A chance to tie. Under a minute to play. Good help by Finney-Smith. Doncic trying to stay with Halliburton here. They clear it out. Halliburton. All-star here with the Pacers. And rattles home. James on the keep action. Finds Luka off the screen. One more. Finney-Smith drives the closeout and blocked inside. Walker got it. Pacers with the ball and a one-point advantage. Lakers don't need to foul here. Nembhard. Cross court. Nesmith back out to Mathurin. Throws up a shot. And it's rebounded by Luka. LeBron leaked out. They didn't see him. Here he is down court. Luka with 2 for the win. Tipped up and in. Will it count?